Hey everybody, welcome to lesson 4. This week we've got some more fun stuff on the docket, just fun stuff happening all over the place this semester. We'll be talking about comma rules, always good things. Some people like to overuse commas or not use them at all, so there's kind of some extremes going on there. So it's good to know the rules of commas. You'll learn some of the learn and practice some of the conventions of storytelling and personal narrative as you prepare to write your own personal narrative, which I'll get back to in just a minute. And you'll learn how to use voice and tone effectively in your writing, so that you these are important things to know, that so that you are engaging with your reader and helping to draw them into what you're writing, to really help them to feel what you're talking about and to do that in your own voice. So that's just the basic objectives of the week. You'll have you've got the lesson overview here. You can take a look at that. Grammar lessons per usual. Again, talking about grammar, or the commas rather, and another grammar exercises. Your readings for the week are also some really interesting things here. Just 3 for the week. There's no extra reading. So you'll take a look through those. They'll take you looks here about 20 minutes or so each, depending on how quickly you read. And then based off of what you'll read, then you'll obviously participate in the class discussions, which overall I think you've all been doing a pretty good job with. You are engaging substantively with the content of what you're reading. You're responding to it, writing about things from your own experiences, applying these things to your own life. And so I think that's really great. And also, I've appreciated how in the comments and in replies to your peers that you're engaging with your peers. You're pulling things out of their posts and responding to that. So you're having a conversation with them instead of just speaking at each other, but you're sort of creating a conversation in the short time that we have together. So again, this week you'll have two prompts to choose from. One is about making choices as a writer, because obviously writing is about making choices. Why am I telling this story instead of this one? And different choices in terms of word choice and style, tone, etc., etc. Why am I making these choices? Those are things that I want you to really start thinking about as you're writing. Why am I making these choices, and how are they going to affect my readers? Prompt number 2 is about the This I Believe assignment, which is your essay assignment that you'll be beginning this week. But you'll be looking at the practice of narrative storytelling, of being able to show things instead of telling them, and you'll be looking at a specific passage and just speaking about that in terms of how it illustrates the point the author's trying to make. So the union of both form and content, that's what you'll be talking about for if you choose prompt number 2. So just some thoughts on that. Remember, at least 2 peer responses, 50 to 75 words. Your original post should be between 100 and 150 words. Keep that in mind. And so that is the discussion boards and the reading for the week. Some of the writing lessons, include narrative writing, tone of voice, how reading can improve your writing. I firmly believe that to be a good writer, you have to be a good reader. You have to read well, and to read a lot, and also to write a lot. So those 2 things, they go hand in hand. Now, your next writing assignment, since you turned in your love letter last week, I'll be getting to those very soon, your next assignment is the This I Believe essay. You can look at that, the assignment page. It's right here. It's a personal reflection, and what you'll be doing is reflecting on your belief in something. I want you to choose just one belief. I believe in this. I believe in, say, world peace, or that peace is possible, or something like that. It does not necessarily have to be gospel related. It can be, but it can go more broadly than that. So you're speaking to a broader audience if you so choose. Now, it should be a combination of philosophical reflection and examples or experiences from your life that illustrate why you hold that belief. So you can do some thinking about this belief itself, talking about what it means to you, and then really what I'm looking for in this paper is some personal reflection about how that belief applies in your life, and that illustrates why you hold it. For instance, you could talk about how you came to this certain belief, a moment when you realized that it was strong, or that you wanted to hold that, and that you were able to experience its effects in your life. So you're telling a story about when you came to that belief, if that makes sense. Some specific instructions here about giving specific concrete detail. Keep those in mind, and also look at some examples from the NPR website, which has a whole list of topics that you can look at. Let's just pick one at random here, question, and that will pull up all of the essays related to that theme, and then you can go through and look and see at what these other writers have done. That's a good place to begin. Look at this one here, An Honest Doubter. And see, you'll notice that these essays are really fairly short. It doesn't need to be that long. In fact, the assignment should be about 250 words minimum. So I'm looking for something probably between 250 and 500 words, somewhere in that range. 1 to 2 pages. 1 page would be about 250 words. 2 pages would obviously be double that. So just keep that in mind. You can look at the criteria that I will be looking for as I grade the essay. And now as we come up on the end of the week, don't forget to do your reports, your attendance report, your lesson evaluation, and to attend your gathering on Thursday evening. That's really all we've got for the week. If you have questions about anything, please do feel free to let me know. My inbox is always open.